Turn on the see. Whoa, we are live. I was about to go turn on some extra lights. And welcome, guys. There we go to our spoiler review of X-Men Apocalypse. Um, of course, with me is one and only Lou Rod. How's it going, man?
I'm doing well, my friend. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. It's been one of those days, but hey, you know,
Yeah,
I'm glad
I can
it's
I
almost
can
over.
agree.
It's
I
almost
can
over.
agree.
So yeah, so we're talking X-Men Apocalypse. I put an extra S there at the end, like apocalypses, one apocalypse. This is the third movie in this second batch of X Men movies. Started off with First Class, moved to Days of Future Past, and then Apocalypse. So, um, first off, we've had a lot of kind of bad reviews about this movie put out there. A lot of
Yes.
people have kind of dig the movie and said some things. Oh, by the way, I'm using a different headset just to let you know. This is the Man of War Overwatch Edition headphones from Razer, which is why you see me with yellow headphones. But um, going back to the reviews, I mean, there are a lot of reviews that kind of made me feel like, this movie is going to be terrible. And then I saw it yesterday. You saw it too. And I was impressed. I was actually impressed. Now, granted, Brian Singer again does his thing where he will change and make some comic book changes that, as a fan, I go, "What is wrong with you?" But in his storyline, it works, and I was quite impressed. The things that impressed me: Cyclops. I know you,
Told you.
yeah, you mentioned that Cyclops was really good. I like Cyclops. He was not a full leader, but you could see, could feel his
But
qualities come out,
you look at it more as
and
Cyclops.
his little douchebagness. Because Cyclops is a little douchebag. That's the thing about him. He has a little
Cyclops is
douchebagness in there.
what? A high school student, so I could
Yeah,
expect him not to be a full-on leader just yet.
yeah, but you could still see he wanted to take charge. The things I wanted to just see him like take that responsibility and take charge, and then move forward. Also, Jean Grey was good. I mean, Sansa Stark, you can't complain. Um, Even Apocalypse too. I liked the way they handle Apocalypse. Apocalypse is a very difficult character to handle. Because really he can overpower almost the whole X-Men as a whole. So they put him in a certain way where he didn't get to that point, which was good, which is very key.
I
You
don't
want to
know.
say
I kind
something?
of feel a little different.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm
Well,
listening.
this is the 2-minute non-spoiler part.
Yeah, but I mean, just give us a brief why you felt was a little different. Do you feel like he was not powerful enough, or
He handled them pretty well.
yeah, no, I know, but we'll get to the spoiler part. Why I mentioned that they didn't over because in his true comic book form, it is difficult. Like his main nemesis is Cable, pretty much. Cable,
Well, because Cable's a time
yeah,
traveler.
and also Cable has the power of both Cyclops. He's Cyclops and Jean's son, so you think of both of them together in one person, right? So that's why Cable is that
Uh-huh.
powerful. So and Cable is affected by the technovirus, which basically causes his arm to be metal. It's like it takes over your body. So he uses his telepathic abilities to slow it down. But no, I enjoyed it. Quicksilver again was had the best scene in the movie. Actually, had two best scenes in the movie. Let's call it what it is.
Dude, that for his first scene
Scene,
when he gets to the mansion
yeah,
was
let's not spoil it. Let's not spoil it,
brilliant.
but yeah, but it was on point. Um, the jokes were funny. They were actually, they were like one-liners, but they came out just right. The audience I watched it with really enjoyed it. Um, yeah, I mean, like I thought it was really good, and like I'm just kind of baffled that a lot of people like, this movie was dry. Look, not everything has to be in Marvel movie, and you know what? After seeing Civil War again and seeing BVS again, I'm sorry, I'm going to change that now. It's BVS on top of Civil War. I can't do it anymore. I'm sorry. I tried to be nice, it just didn't work. So let's go.
Rubbish.
Let's get no. Let's go back to. So in if you were to rate between 1 to 10, what would you put Apocalypse score?
I'd give it a 7.5.
Okay, I'll give it an
I
8.
enjoyed I enjoyed myself with it. That's why I was like, when I saw it, I'm like, what were they talking about? Oh, the movie starts off good, but then the second hour is boring.
See,
Where the hell was it boring?
See, I actually thought the movie started a little slower and then a little faster. When they created the four horsemen, it felt a little too fast for me. But I get it why they had to speed that up. You don't want to linger too much on that. All right, so
But
that
even when he
is
was going to them individually, he didn't like mind control them. That's what a lot of people's fears were.
yeah, that's the thing. So at that point, I would say for us, we consider this a good movie. Definitely go watch this weekend. Now to some of the juicier parts with our spoiler talk. So I think I'll start off. I'll start off first, and I'll say that um, I enjoyed the way they did Apocalypse. Apocalypse he could not mind control, which is why it made sense for him to try and capture Professor X. That was the last person he needed to do what he did.
Okay.
You see,
That now thinking, looking back on that particular part of the movie, then that makes
that's why I
sense.
said that the way they created Apocalypse, setting up so he wasn't that all powerful villain. He could empty the beauty about him is that he could amplify your powers, right? And
Yeah, that's what he did to all of
yeah,
them.
so everybody was like, oh, this is great, yeah, and then he could also block certain things so they could follow him. So he did that only for Archangel, aka Angel himself. His other name is Archangel. He didn't do it for Psylocke. He didn't do it for Storm or Magneto, because Archangel is the only one who he basically really fully controlled in the comics. Not the others too, but that's the one that really suffered the most. It's kind of like a hint to the comics. So I like that part where he basically had Archangel in full control there. But then you realize that when he found Professor X, he was like, yes, 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 yes. This is what I'm looking for, and it showed you that even though he was very powerful and he absorbed so many people's powers over the years, he still didn't have ultimate power, and even though Professor X was really powerful, if he had found Jean first, he would have probably even taken Jean, Jean Grey, because she's more powerful than Professor X.
Oh yeah, especially
Yeah,
when you see that ending.
yeah. So it was not it was cool to see that. Cool to see that aspect. Quicksilver. You know what? Like I said, as much as I don't like Bryan Singer, I got to give him props for how he handled Quicksilver again in this movie. Um,
He does something well with the camera.
Well, it's very different. So he does two things. Like you can show speed in two ways. You can show it really fast, aka Flash, in the TV show, or you can show it really slow. And that's why, when I always say that Quicksilver should never die in Age of Ultron, that version of Quicksilver should not even smell death, is because of that scene. Like this scene in X-Men where he saves everyone in the mansion, because okay, there's a couple of things
Almost everyone.
almost everyone. There are a couple of things in the comic books, right? This is not X-Men though, but this is pertaining to like Quicksilver in a sense. A Flash comic book where Flash saved. So there were three nukes going to three cities. Somebody launched it. Superman stopped one. Wonder Woman stopped one. Flash was running to another, and he can't stop a nuke. So he did the best thing. He saved everyone in the city, like just pulled everybody out. So I'm like, Quicksilver should be able to do something close to that. So seeing that in the mansion, I was like,
He saved the dog with the pizza.
yeah, it was fun. It was really cool. And again, I don't think Havoc died either.
Then where'd he
He
go?
didn't show him die. Remember, he was exploding while the teleportation was going on at the same time. Remember, he was uh, Apocalypse was teleporting out. He fired.
Was it Apocalypse or was it Psylocke doing the
Well,
teleport?
well, anyway, Psylocke was doing the teleportation for all of them, right?
Okay.
But they were teleporting out as there was explosion, which means it probably blasted him somewhere else or another time. Or I guarantee it's another time. So I guess he will appear in the future, and then he is the same age, and Cyclops is older. That's what they're going to probably do, because in the comics, Havoc is the younger brother, always
Hmm.
has been. So a lot of comic book fans, like myself, are going, "Why do you introduce Cyclops as the young?" Like, it makes no sense to me. And them doing this, he probably was blasted. He was stuck in like a time loop or whatever you want to call it, right? And then he reappears in the future X-Men as the younger brother, because by this time Cyclops is older. They'll make him look older anyway. He will look older, and dude will still be the same. And that's where you have that divide where like okay, he's now like the younger brother because he was stuck somewhere. That's why they didn't show him die at all. And I'm like, ah, okay, that kind of makes sense. The only thing I'll say is pertaining to J Law as Mystique. I mean, I was okay with it as I went through the movie, but remember how we talked about it earlier, like off camera. I said her problem is that she doesn't have the same, she doesn't ooze the same confidence in her skin, or you call it sexiness, as Rebecca Romaine Stamos. When Rebecca Romaine Stamos was Mystique, you really wanted to see her in blue. When J Lo is blue, I actually don't even care for her in her Mystique look. I'm like, just give me regular J Lo.
She doesn't want to be in it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Exactly. She doesn't want to, so it shows. And I'm like, you know what? Fine. Just keep her in like regular clothes or whatever. And I'm cool with that. I can, I can deal with it, you know. So that's the thing. That's that part. It wasn't bad. It was just what you could tell. You could tell like
See,
you could tell more when you could tell more when she's actually blue. When she's normal and she's running around, right? You're like, okay. And then when she turns blue, you're like, ugh. And then also the costume of this time looked worse than the last movie. Then I mean, it just looked progressively worse to me. I don't know.
hmm. But I look at it like this: that's the one character you could recast, and I don't think too many people would care because for the most part, her character's always blue.
No, that's the one character that you don't even need in the X-Men.
Well,
She's playing
she's not an X Men person.
exactly. She's not an
I
X-Men,
agree.
so she never was. So this storyline of her in there, the person who should this should have been would have been Emma Frost, maybe, because Emma Frost has led the X-Men. She also dated Cyclops, but then you put her in there, that means she's older than Cyclops, and that fucks everything all over again. So I'm
Remember, they killed her.
remember they reset the universe. It doesn't matter.
So Emma Frost now comes back from first class.
Yeah.
I don't think so. She's dead.
Oh, was she in first class or?
She was in first class.
Okay, no, then no one in first class survived. Yeah, she's dead. She's done. Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. Anyway,
Remember, we got Nightcrawler's daddy
in
in
first
first
class. Yeah.
class.
Yeah.
Him and Mystique bump nasty.
Yeah, but Mystique doesn't claim that she has a child, supposedly.
Yeah, but didn't she do that in the anime series as well for a while? She claimed to not have a kid, and then
Yeah, yeah,
eventually she came
but
around to claiming
she
them.
was but she was evil Mystique, so I can see why she would do that, right? This one is a nice goody two shoes in a sense, right? She's still trying to do the right thing, and she's not even hint. She didn't even hint at him like, I'm saving my son, that kind of thing. Like, anyway, it's one of those These are the Bryan Singer things that, as a fan, you go, you know,
You just learn to, like you said, when you go watch X Men movies, you just go in with a bag of popcorn and enjoy the flick. Don't expect it to be anything like the comics because it won't be.
yeah, no,
It
I
is what it
definitely,
is.
I definitely agree. But I mean, overall, I think it was enjoyable. It was fun. I actually found it very entertaining. I watched it with Sam, and we're like, yeah, this is good. I mean, I don't know. I honestly, I'll put it this way, right? Like if someone was asking, Abraham's asking, BVS Civil War X Men, right? Okay, let's start off with villains. Villains' motivation for taking for in order. The best villain motivation is Apocalypse. Very simple, very clear, and
Wants to cleanse the world.
and very straightforward. But it's not just cleanse the world. Remember, he came back and he's like, they let the ants take over. That's pretty much what he was. Remember, he was God. He's like, remember, he said they betrayed me for this. This is it. So he's like, all right, fine, I'm going to cleanse it. But also his personal motivation, he wanted to get full status to control everyone. Because if you think about it, rather than actually destroying everybody, if he can control everyone, what's the point, right? You might as well just call it quits right there. Done.
You
So
know what it kind of felt like? Thinking back to it,
yeah.
Hive.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much what they try to do, except yeah, in a similar way. Um, What do you think of Wolverine in the movie? I think Wolverine, it was fine. It was cool. The way they showed Weapon X. Although Sam and I were talking about it, and we're like, this is where Wolverine's infatuation for Jean Grey started while she was a teenager. Perv, perv.
Look
Because
at Professor X.
what?
Look at Professor X. He's like groping her in the bedroom.
No, he wasn't.
Come on, he's thinking it.
No, he's not.
Professor X is in love with Jean too.
No, 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 no. Professor X is only in love with one person. It was Moira. Remember, he took her mind
Maybe
away.
in this movie, what I heard, Professor X had a thing for Jean.
Unless somebody wrote that rubbish in one comic book, that's just crap. It's fine. Just like how
Oh, what the
they've made Captain America an agent of Hydra. I was like, oh, come on. When you want
hell,
to sell,
Hydra.
I'm like, you want to sell comic books? Come on, let's just call it what it is. But no, I think Wolverine, what about you? What do you think about Wolverine?
I enjoyed the scene. It kind of made sense because let's be real, they weren't getting out of that situation. They needed the help, and Wolverine cleaned up for them.
Yeah, I mean, no, I think they could have gone that situation, but it would have been tough. It would have to be. It literally would have to be either one Cyclops just went all out and threw his glasses away, and just kept
Pretty
on walking
much.
and shooting, while Jean is, blocking everyone from behind and that kind of thing. That's the only. But they needed a strategy, but when you have someone like Wolverine and you just let him loose, that's great. It's like, yeah, I don't have to. We don't have to do too much, but. 1 second. But I think overall, yeah, it was good. It was solid. Um,
They retconned his whole origin in a way too.
I mean, yeah, I mean, they retcon the origin of the very first Wolverine movie, but this one, I mean, it's still in line with Weapon X origin anyway. So, I mean, it's straightforward. Now, we'll just have to see how they move forward in the future. Um, the spoiler scene was really not that great unless you're a diehard X-Men fan. And even I myself forgot. Sam had to remind me what the SX Corp was for, which is in reference to X-23, which is the female X-21, sorry, which is the female
X
Wolverine.
23.
Is it 21 or 23?
23.
I thought it was whatever. Anyway, X-23, the female Wolverine, them making her. So
The
that's
clone, but yeah, but
yeah.
it also dealt with Mr. Sinister.
Yeah, that's true. So that is the only good part. But the thing is that if you want to introduce Sinister, you should have what they should have done is the guy walking in, right? Should have even if it is in the suit, should have been Sinister. Should have been Sinister himself. Just cast Sinister now. He doesn't have to say anything. Sinister has a little diamond on his head, and then every single X-Men fan will go, yes. That's it.
Wasn't he Apocalypse's boy?
I can't remember. The only thing I know is that Sinister is in love with the Summers brothers. I mean, he wants your genetic code like it's sliced bread, man. Cyclops is no, because he wants the Summers brothers because other than Jean and Professor X, those are the two most powerful mutants or just like pure raw power in terms of whether it's energy blast and stuff like that, Cyclops and Havoc. So Jean and Professor X are on the Omega class where it's they have either tiers of power or multiple powers. Like Jean has telepathy and telekinesis, right? Professor X is just telepathy, but then it's telepathy and almost like static mind control in a sense, where it's like he can stop time for you, not necessarily control you, but stop time for you itself. So that's why I say it's tiered. And Magneto also can push his limits from just being Magnus to, like you said, controlling the core of the Earth because it is magnetic too. So,
Yeah, the
um,
way he was in this movie, you felt for the guy.
oh yeah, you did,
Having a normal life, and then his daughter controlling all those birds
yeah.
got herself killed, not realizing.
And then you know what? She should have told him that was his son. That would have eased his pain a little bit.
I was thinking that too. It's like, what are they waiting for to just tell him?
I think I think either they wanted him to do he. I think Singer wanted it to be a special scene for that, and he didn't want it to feel like it just was thrown in just to save the day. I get that thought process, but in my mind, I was like, just tell the dude, man, he's already suffered enough, man.
He could have told them when they were at the school rebuilding.
Exactly, too. But I mean, at that point, I see where he was like, you know, yeah.
Dude, that was some sweet shit. You have him building with Gene, both using their powers to rebuild the
Ah,
school.
yeah, it take no time
I,
because
I just don't see how Gene can do it.
telekinesis. She can remember telekinesis at the end of the day means she can reshape anything.
Okay.
But also she can lift things up too. So and since she's a telepath, she can actually direct Magneto exactly what, or Professor X can direct both of them how the plans are. So you just lay the plans in their minds, and then both of them just go drop, done. And then unless you need somebody to hold, maybe like if there was a Colossus or is any student who was strong enough to just hold maybe a beam in place or something like that. Like literally, they could build a school like this if they really wanted to.
I liked Quicksilver whooping Apocalypse's ass for the brief minute.
Yeah, like yes, I remember Sam was like, "No way!" Well, like I was like, "Yeah," I was like, "Hey, look, because I was this is just the same reason I was telling." So my little cousin, right, does not like the Flash TV show because he doesn't think Flash's powers are any useful. I said, if you run as fast as Flash, the reason why Flash in the DC universe is is always a central character for anything they do is because he's considered one of the most powerful. It's just that he doesn't consider himself the most powerful as a superhero. I'm like, if you can run that fast, then literally no one can touch you. Number one, number two, you can beat up anyone. You can really actually beat up anyone because speed and force is just you coming at a certain speed and hitting someone. It just means that if the person was as strong as Superman, then of course they can take the beating.
The punch.
Yeah. So it made sense with Flash and Apocalypse. I was like, that's pretty cool. I love seeing the magnetic shield also. I wish Magneto actually help building Cerebro. He did. I mean, he did help in First Class. It's just that this person finished it and upgraded it. Beast.
Yeah, but remember the school got blown up and they had to rebuild.
Yeah, so he helped
He
rebuild
could
it
have helped rebuild it again, but it was more of a behind the scene type thing.
And again, they didn't need to show them rebuilding piece by piece. We just needed to see at least them working together. And I like where they ended too. Where
It's
like
their typical friendship.
Yeah, he's like, guy, I'm not good. But what I did like, even though like I'm glad and I'm happy they actually have the original costumes or close to the original costume. I'm fine with it. I'm cool. I'm tired of black leather. Let's give some character to this stuff.
I like the Phoenix part.
Yeah, the Phoenix part was cool. I wish she had fainted or passed out because when she just kind of stopped, I was like, that means she has that in control, which is not a good thing. No, I'm sorry, no Jubilee. Jubilee's a character I don't like, but the girl.
All they showed of her was just fine. The only thing we probably would have got more of would have been the mall scene that they deleted.
Yeah, I think,
and I can see why they deleted it because it probably served no purpose. It might have served purpose as far as them leaving for the mall, and in the mall maybe she did some little fireworks display, but other than that, she ain't doing nothing useful.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. So X-Men Apocalypse, we all loved it, we enjoyed it. Like I said, rating my villains, Apocalypse, Lex, Zemo. Rating the movies, for me, I know you, Civil War first, right?
Yep.
Then what's your second?
I don't remember what I gave Batman. But I would have to say X-Men was a little bit better than Batman. And then Batman not that far behind off of X-Men. I mean, I enjoyed all three movies.
I enjoyed all three. For me, BVS, I right now, I would say Civil War and X-Men are closer. The reason why, and some people will say why, is because, again, like I said, Civil War, I didn't buy any of the fighting at all. It literally was friends fighting at the amusement park. And to be honest, I enjoyed it. I just didn't buy it. And also, again,
that's not true. Black Panther wasn't friends with Clint. He was wailing on his ass.
Okay, that was the only
Oh,
person.
hey, I don't. Hey, we haven't met. I'm Clint. I don't care.
Yeah, but
That's like the best line ever.
it is. It is the best line. It is the best line ever. But also, again, it proves. It, like I said, there's certain things I will enjoy it, but they talk too much whenever they fight. They really do. I mean,
Who blamed Spider-Man for
they
that?
really talk too much. Everybody's always chit chatting. There's always so much, and it's fun in their movies. I get it. So I'm not dissing the movie. I'm just saying that
And
that's just
Giant
what it is.
Man, you know,
I mean, Giant Man was
Man
cool.
was good.
Giant Man was cool, but see, the things that I didn't.
He
Let me tell you
built
the
the
thing. Let me tell you.
plane.
I'll give you my problem with it. I didn't feel the stakes. That's the thing. Stakes I didn't feel. I felt the stakes in BVS. I felt the stakes in Apocalypse. I definitely did. I mean, so when I don't feel the stake, like that fight to me was like, okay, if at the end of the day they'll lock them up or they'll have this talk again, and I'm like, you know,
The
there's no
fight in Apocalypse definitely was. You felt more to it towards it than you did with BVS because until I see that DVD July 19th, my attitude as far as some of these scenes is not going to change until then.
I mean, that's you. I mean, for me, BVS, I felt the scenes very well, just because it's very simple. The man can destroy the whole planet. Done. I don't need anything else to actually explain anything more.
I understand that.
Compared to Avengers, where it's like, yo, we're part of a team. Why are you fighting again? Because somebody else wants to go clear somebody else's name. And then when you all are fighting, it's like, it really was a play fight. Let's be honest. Just fun. Let's be honest. Apocalypse, yes, was probably the best one because, okay, fine, the guy wanted to destroy everything right there. And Magneto was helping very well, and he was still having second thoughts. So I was like, all right, I get that part.
And then Quicksilver comes in and throws a couple jabs, and that whatever motion they use for the camera, and you just see Apocalypse line. Shit was good.
Hope we will have Gambit in the next movie. No, I think we'll have Gambit in. If the script is not good enough, I think we'll have Gambit in a Deadpool movie or something like that. Or
I don't see it.
X-Force. We'll have Gambit. Well, no, we'll have Gambit. We definitely will have Gambit. Gambit is not going anywhere. I think what it is just a division of what they were trying to do Gambit because of Deadpool. They had to scale everything back down and then realize
See, the problem, I'm sorry, Shannon Tatum doesn't deserve to get paid high dollars to be in a movie. Because he doesn't open movies well.
No, I hear you. That's why I said that the studio just looked at him and said, look, dude, we can't do this. So either you go back and we redo this, and we're coming in at a $50 million budget. Like, the thing is they have to now go back and just rework it for a $50 million budget. That's just really it. Now, if they can because if you do a $50 million Gambit movie, release it in around September, October, no one is going to feel bad if it does. It makes, if it makes 80 million first weekend, that's already a win. Done.
Yeah, it would be a win.
And then you can now introduce him into other movies, and then you have your franchise there. It's just all sweet. It's over. So I think it was just the budget. But then again, you can't blame Channing Tatum, right? If it's you, you're Channing Tatum. If you, Lou, are the star, you're gonna be in Gambit, and they say we need a Gambit movie. We love you. You're like, fine, we'll do $150 million budget. This is before Deadpool comes out, and then Ryan Reynolds does Deadpool. Wouldn't you be? I would be pissed at Ryan Reynolds too. Be like, you
See, the problem is he doesn't dictate the budget. The studio does.
No.
He just commands his salary, which is what, 15, 20 million a movie now.
Yeah,
which
but it's not just that. It's he dictates some of the budget because this movie was also some of his ideas in there. So the scale they were going for also dictates the budget in there, and that's the thing.
Gambit don't need no $150 million budget.
No. I mean, but it's the same thing. No, it's the same thing too. Is that Deadpool? They wanted a big scene until the studio now said, no, this is what budget we're giving you. Remember, because they already had accepted what they were going to do with Gambit, and Deadpool, they were like, no, we can't spend another $100 million. It has to be down. So it's the same thing now. They're just telling them to do the same thing. They're like,
they did it smart with Deadpool, bro. They made the main scene, one of the main scenes, be that highway. You go heavy action on the highway and then heavy action at the end. Boom. There's your two main action sequences.
I mean,
and the movie's a hit.
So, but it's not even that though. That wasn't this. Remember, Deadpool was a comedy first, so that's what made it work.
Well, technically, it was a love story first.
love story comedy. All right. Anyway, guys, that's it. Thank you very much. Now, if you're wondering, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is the next movie. The review, we already have it on the channel. I'll have the link for you guys down below. Definitely check out Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, my review on that. We won't be doing a spoiler review on that, just
Yeah.
because, yeah.
Next spoiler, I think, is what, Star Trek?
Star Trek, yeah. I would do a Warcraft sit down, me and Sam, just kind of break it down from my perspective and him, since he's the Warcraft guy, and I'm just the guy who likes CGI. So anyway, guys, thank you very much. And
Actually, I think that's what's next week.
yeah, Warcraft is next week. No, it's on the 10th.
Okay, the week after.
Yeah,
Actually,
actually,
maybe I'll let you know in chat if I make it to that.
I don't think I can. We'll see, because I'll be in on the West Coast. E3's coming
Oh,
up.
then yeah, then Star Trek is the next one.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, thanks, and subscribe. Check out Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. Leave some comments, and always enjoy.